All right. Hey, that was a fun game for our team. Just proud of the effort and the execution that they played with, especially in that second half. Um, they went for it in that second half, and it's fun to see them have fun. And defensively, we've really challenged our group in this whole, the preseason practices, and I think tonight they really they played with great focus and obviously great execution against a very, very good BYU team. So proud of this victory.
Ryan, you talked a lot about just the increased athleticism. You hadn't touched a lot about the depth. You have 40 points off the bench, 42 from your starters.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And so the depth has been something that we've known we've had, and it was nice of them to perform tonight. Crocker came in and gave us 17 big points, and Joe comes off the bench and gives us great play. And, I thought Kinzer really came off the bench and guarded those bigs and rebounded. So it wasn't just the points, Mike. It was just the overall play. I thought they played with great toughness, and there was never a letdown. If anything, we picked up, and the energy just stayed really consistent with the depth that we played with tonight.
What was halftime like? I mean, you guys obviously you were down by 4, but you had to feel pretty good about the way you were playing. But then the way you guys came out.
Well, I liked how we were playing offensively. We maybe settled a little too much for some early threes. Second half, the ball touched the paint a lot on the dribble drive stuff. But the message was be tougher. Gustin is a load in there, but yet she was showing her numbers to the ball a lot in that first half. So we didn't let her get to her spot. That second half, we did a much better job guarding the basketball. We competed the ball screen much better in the second half. So it was basically, be tougher, play smarter. We lost some assignments in the first half, which allowed some of their better shooters to snipe some threes. Shouldn't have happened. Second half, you didn't see that. So nice job making some adjustments by our kids in that second half, and, again, executing the plan.
Was it anything different defensively? Because the first half was an extension of your exhibition game. You gave up a lot of clean threes. Did you change anything defensively, or was it just you changed their attitude?
Their attitude changed, and they played smarter. They played to the principles. They were, maybe a little free-willing in that first half, just like, I think I can maybe get in this gap and disrupt it when you're leaving the best shooter they have on their roster. So we just played smarter and, again, tougher.
It seemed like the one defensive adjustment you made on Gustin, she had 10 and 8 at half. Would you put Mech on her more in the second half? Is that just – she obviously gives up bulk.
Yeah, that was a simple adjustment as well, just the personnel that we put on their personnel. And, Sid is long. As long as she didn't give Gustin an angle and made Gustin shoot over the top of her, she could be somewhat disruptive. And so Sydney really battled and played with great toughness. Our doubles were really good tonight. You saw Ronsick get in there and get some tie-ups. You saw Destiny get in there and get some tie-ups. So, they were not they weren't going to – if they were going to score in the post, it was going to be over high hands and through a double. Yeah.
So small that she can only do so much. You had 4 or 5 different players that were really going after it at times.
Yeah, you see we've got more options as far as playmaking ability, Kelly, and then able to attack the paint and then make the right decision. That's what's really critical. Again, we had 11 turnovers tonight, which is a good number against a good defensive team. And so, we've just added more options through the recruiting. They're fun to coach. I think people are going to want to watch this group. They played the right way. They played very unselfish in that second half. And I think we shot the ball well the second half because we shared the basketball. And there were only a few possessions where we forced some shots. But it was nice to see the ball move, the extra pass. And, again, I thought we shot with great conviction tonight.
It's nice to be athletic and be able to move, but it seems like the key component for all of them is they're aggressive. That seemed to be lacking last year. Is that the big change?
Yeah, that was the last thing we wrote on the board. You've got to just go for it. And that doesn't mean you're going to win every night. But if we're going to walk out of an arena and it's a tough night, but at least we went for it. So you got to light your hair on fire, whatever you got to do, right? You got to play with that type of mentality. And that was kind of our mantra towards the end of last year. And I thought our kids, again, played with great courage. Sydney Meck, you saw that growth tonight as far as just the mentality piece. So, yeah, that was, we talk about that a lot.
Kaylin had 23 minutes coming off the bench, and she came in hot. Is that something you're going to look to do more, go with a hot hand approach versus set lineup?
Yeah, you can surely do that. Again, we have options. Again, the depth, we might start differently on Friday night, and that's just the beauty of our roster. And there's some kids that didn't get in the game tonight that have practiced really well. It just might not have been the game for them. And so Kaylin, it was just kind of her night. She showed great aggressiveness. This was a driving game, right? So we wanted to spread them out, drive their bigs, and that's kind of her skill set.
How do you deal with it? Obviously, this could be a huge momentum builder because this could be the best team that comes to Moby all year.
Well,
I mean, to just open up like
they're all good, Kelly, and every team just they have stuff that gives you fits. It's all about matchups, so every night is so different. Montana's got a really good team on Friday night, and so we'll let the kids celebrate this one tonight. We're going to meet at 9:30 tomorrow morning and start putting in the Montana plan. But there's a lot of good teams in the Mountain West. There's a lot of good teams we play in the non-conference. For us to, we can't really pat ourselves on the back too much. Yeah, here.
if it's here at Moby, not.
Yeah, and our crowd, yeah, you're right. Our crowd was great tonight too, Kelly. I really thought our kids fed off of the excitement in the arena, and so I'm excited to see more people in there on Friday.
Were you happy with what, because when Joe came in off the bench, first off, she came in aggressive, scored points right off the bat, got rebounds. Does that help set a tone for your bench?
Darn right it does. I mean, Joe came in and again, the aggressiveness, that was the matchup we had to play through, we felt, and she did a good job of making good decisions, and that did bring a lot of energy to our bench. And it we needed that. I mean, they were scoring at will, it seemed like, in that first half. And if we wouldn't have, had some decent offensive production from our bench, that thing might have got out of hand the other way. So Joe's performance tonight, exceptional. And I think your article probably was the key to that. So you get all the credit.
Thanks, I appreciate
Yep.
that. It's about time.
I bet the only one you've written that's any good. But did you get that on camera? That's Mike Brohard, folks. Okay. We love him. Oh.
So Vaz also had a big impact off the bench. Are you surprised by her immediate contribution at this level coming out of Casper College?
Well, Joe's a good player. I'm not surprised by her performance. I mean, sometimes it just takes kids a little while to just get familiar with how we play, the physicality, maybe the pace, and but I'm not surprised at what she did. Her attention to detail tonight, her focus was right where it needed to be, and so that was a nice step for her tonight. Proud of her.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, you guys.